Would allowing people to act out depraved fantasies in VR be good or bad for society? Genuinely good question and worthy of being looked into. I really don't know the answer though. Sometimes creating a platform like that only spreads the problem to more people. But if the end result was less horrible things happening to real people, I'd be all for it. I think it would be bad. Humans by nature always want more. If you scratch the itch, it only gets itchier. People would very quickly get used to the depravity over VR and crave the real thing simply because they know undoubtedly it's real. Have you seen Westworld? I could imagine a hell of a lot of PTSD arising from hyper-realistic VR. I genuinely don't know what the effects would be on people, but it's something that should be studied. Seeing how people confuse porn with real life, I say that this will be very bad for society. Are we talking pedophiles, rapists, or hardcore BDSM? If it prevents them from doing it in real life, it might be good. But I'm no ethics expert. I don't think it would make that much difference either way. It would basically just be the next step in the video games cause violence debate. None of us are experts, but I'll share my thoughts anyway, lol. It will cause those acts against people to drop at first, but might increase later on. Because if you allow that type of behavior, others who wouldn't normally do this would be curious and try it. And those who really enjoy it will become more and more bold, pushing the boundaries little by little in game, and eventually try it in real life. There is a chance that it would only strengthen people's satisfaction from those kinds of acts and increase their desire to enact them in the real world. It could possibly backfire. Honestly, it's going to depend on the person. For some people, it would be a good way of release. Something they can do to handle fantasies or desires they know would not be good or helpful in the real world. For others, it would fuel their desire to do the thing in real life. Because, look how good it is in virtual. It's a problem that exists today, where some people can fantasize about what they want to do, and that's enough for them, whereas others use their fantasies to urge them to try it IRL. If we can prove that it reduces the risk of people acting them out IRL, then yes. Some can probably channel dark desires in VR and be content, thus preventing harm. Others probably will be triggered and escalate. If people can say, it's not as good as the real thing, then they shouldn't be able to kindle a flame. How many people who just want to try something out might develop a depraved fantasy that is only going to be real if it's real? Let me ask you another question. Would allowing people to act out depraved fantasies in their imagination be good or bad for society? People already do depraved things like kill people in video games. VR just makes it slightly more realistic. I would say yes. We already have that kind of. For example, GTA. No one is playing that and then robbing a bank or shoot people. Not because of the game, at least. I think many people have really depraved fantasies, but to act on them is totally different and takes a special kind of person. I genuinely don't think it makes a difference. I think people who feel this way think that only dangerous people have depraved or violent thoughts. I think everyone does, but the ability to impulse to actually want to carry them out is what separates people. Also, they already do basically. You ever played GTA? You can literally beat up hookers and then set them on fire. Or so I've heard from a friend. Probably good, seeing as how people use erotic fiction and porn to get off already. And to an extent, some kink scenes can be mild representations of depraved fantasies. If it doesn't hurt anyone, who cares? Engaging in, watching violence is not cathartic and actually may have the opposite effect. I would suspect that acting out depraved fantasies would not satisfy those fantasies either.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.